we had that till, what, 50, we were married in 1950,
And you still had it for a couple of years after that.
not very long, because
Yeah.
Norma Miller worked for us then, and then we just sold it, and
And you went to work at the sewing machine shop.
then I went to work at the sewing machine
Sewing
shop,
shop.
about 56, about 53, I think. The same year you did.
Yeah.
Then where were they located when you started?
When we started, then they were across from the city hall in the old Citizen building. The one in to an entry, and we had our record shop downstairs there too. That was
That's
the
it.
last one.
Was that the one directly adjacent to the Pocket Park now?
What?
Where the consignment shop was? Is
Yes.
that building? Where
Yeah.
right next to the
Yeah.
Pocket
That's the
Park?
building.
Mm-hmm.
First we had the record shop downstairs there, and then the sewing machine shop was upstairs. And then we sold this record shop, and then I moved upstairs to the sewing machine shop.
Who owned that?
Well, I was
Russell,
gonna say,
Virginia Snyder.
yeah, Russ and Virginia.
Yeah, and they
We're the
came
owners.
from, she came from Fredericksburg, and he came from, I've forgotten the name of his town up there, but they started down on, what would that be?
Railroad.
Railroad.
Railroad, yeah.
I think Gladys had told me that they started
Yeah.
business
Yeah,
up
next
the
door.
Gladys
time.
had her jewelry store down there too.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Now, what block
But
of
I
railroad
forgot to
was
ask,
that?
yeah.
Is that where Woody's is and that the
well, I'm not sure if it was that
700
building.
Well,
block?
The jewelry store was where Woody's is, I think. That was on the corner.
Okay.
And the sewing machine shop was next door.
Okay, 700
Okay.
block on the south
Yeah.
section then of railroad.
That's where they came to when they came to town. And then we moved to the sewing shop to downtown,
Where Adams Brothers is now.
where the old cut rate building was, cut rate grocery, on that half. And then later they took over the other half that was that part of Firestone?
Firestone, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it was
okay.
Cut Rate and
That's where
Firestone together at that point.
you have the building. That's where Adams Brothers is now. You
Yeah.
kind of walk in, and
But in that entryway there was a stairway that went downstairs, and that was where the barber shop was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whose barber shop was it?
Connor.
Clayton Connor.
Clayton Connor.
That's right,
Okay.
Connor.
Yeah.
Was there a sports store down there too?
He sold fishing
He
supplies
did,
and stuff.
okay.
Yeah, he sold sporting goods.
I knew
And
that
that's
was...
right where Baldwin's is now.
No,
No, no.
Adams Brothers.
No,
Oh,
Adams
excuse me, I'm
Brothers.
sorry, Adams.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing down there now.
That's all closed.
It's all boarded over.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
The stairway's boarded over.
Mm-hmm.
So Cut Rate was right there, and then that's when
Yeah.
then they moved.
That's
Yeah.
the first half of the sewing machine shop was there, and then
Firestone was
you answer the phone. So where were we?
Well, we were still at the sewing shop.
It
in the
was,
other. You had just moved, I think.
They had a
Uptown.
fantastic business there all those years.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think they moved in there in 1956. They opened the west side of the sewing machine shop,
Half
and
the
then
building.
and then 1960 they opened the big store up where Adams Brothers is now, and then they
2/3 of Adams Brothers
Yeah.
now.
and then they closed in 1991.
Now, did they close off that lower level?
That was closed off a long time ago.
Okay. That was adjacent to Mike's
No, that,
building, was that right?
it was the lower level. Well, Mike
Fisher?
Fisher was next door
Right,
to the sewing
to
machine
the
shop?
sewing machine shop.
okay.
Yeah.
And he had,
But the barber shop down in the basement was no longer there.
okay.
That closed a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yes, they had, the sewing machine shop had customers from all over the state.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we had regular customers from Des Moines and Fort Dodge and Waterloo. I mean, regular customers. When we had our sales, we had, they used to line up clear down to the end of the block.
Oh my
And when we had
goodness.
sales, of course, sidewalk days was
Sidewalk days.
a zoo. Dr.
Yeah.
Steenrod said it looked like Bazaar Day in old Baghdad.
Well, they did put everything out.
Oh yeah, it was. But we worked for a month getting ready for sidewalk days then,
Oh, yeah.
and now it doesn't amount to very
But
much.
they had beautiful fabrics in there, didn't they?
Oh yeah,
Carried everything.
Virginia was a wonderful buyer.
Yeah.
And of course Russell had the machines, and he was a dealer for Pfaff, and they were wonderful people to work with, and we had wonderful people because a lot of them stayed a long time. Dorothy Porter and Liz Crosser was there for
Oh, yeah.
quite a while, and there's so many that I can't even remember. Denise Sprain, of course, has been there a long time, and then Denny Lutz was a friend. His folks were great friends of Russell, Virginia. They had taken a number of trips to Europe to the Pfaff company over there in Germany, and so then I think they were real glad that when he wanted to, he was just going to go into the machines, and of course it's kind of grown out of that. But he grew up with sewing machines.
Did he buy the business then when they decided to retire?
No, they sold the business, but they sold him the sewing machine part of the business.
Yeah, they just closed the business up.
Okay. And that was early 90s, you said then, Dawn?
1991. Yeah.
Now that store is where Swartz-Drug was.
Yes, Denny's store is where Schwartz Drug was. Yeah.
And then is there another store in there that Mrs. Vest had for a while?
What?
Or is that the bakery? Right next to
Well,
Denny's store?
Bakery is where the bakery was before, but at one time that was a gift store too. Remember, we're next to Schwartz Drug.
Yeah.
For a while, it was
Mrs. Vest had
what
it,
was it
didn't she?
later? I think Mrs. Blanchard ran at one time. Had a gift shop in there at one time, didn't she?
I don't know.
I don't know.
And when Quality Royal was there at that time then?
That's
corner.
on the corner.
On the corner, right.
Yeah. That was there. I don't know when they started.
Oh,
they had
my.
to have started in the
They were,
30s, didn't they?
I would say so.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reed and Florence.
Keith has been, when he quit work, he'd been on Main Street longer than anybody else.
Oh my goodness.
Actually, I started working on Main Street when I was going to high school. I didn't like making hay and pitching crap on the farms, so I came to town and got a job at the Gamble store.
But you're from here originally.
Yeah, Franklin County. I live in the country north of town.
Where did you two meet?
After I got out of the service,
Okay. And that was around the war time then, right after war? Or?
right after the war. Yeah, I got out in '47.
Okay. What were you doing then, Dawn?
She was going to school.
I lived here. I lived here all my life, and my dad was born here, and he lived here all his life except for 7 years, when they went up to South Dakota. And he's never forgotten those 7 years up there. They went up there for his mother's health, and then she had tuberculosis, and then they came back here because she wanted to come back home. She wasn't getting any better, and so they came back in 1922, I think. They just lived up there for that 5 years, but it was quite an experience.
Mm.
Then did you know each other before you went to the war?
No. No, he
No,
was
I
going
didn't know.
with my girlfriend. Yeah. We've had friends ever since. Richard and Myrtle Rose and Alfie and Richard Richard, I should call him, Richard Lang, and they all graduated together, and we're still friends. The men are all past, gone now, and
I'm still here.
except
still
Keith,
here?
yeah. of our four or five couples that we always played cards and everything with. And
Yeah.
Are they still in this location, the ladies still?
they're all here. Well, no, Evelyn Pierce lives in Grimes. Uh,
She comes to our class reunions though.
yeah.
Yeah, she came.
We graduated in 1945,
Okay.
and 5 years ago we decided that we had to start meeting annually because we were losing too many.
It's a good idea.
Lost 5 last year.
Oh my goodness.
Their class did. I'm not overly interested in my class.
But we have an awful good time.
I'll bet you do.
Yeah.
They have a class that, aren't they? They're just special, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're a very
special,
close class. I think it was because
It
they,
had a lot to do with the war.
yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Did a lot of the people in your class, Keith, go into the service then?
Most of them did. Most of the boys did.
Yeah.
Early on?
Yeah. Not very long. I was only in a year and a half. I got drafted the night I had to catch the bus out of town the night I graduated from high school, and my best friend Russell Hensing, he got drafted in March.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
I knew he went early.
Yeah, he went early,
Uh-huh.
and quite a few of the boys in the class didn't graduate that went to work in defense plants and stuff.
Hmm.
Were they able to pull them out of the school, or was this voluntary that they did that then?
No, they
took
pulled him
them
out, but now some of he graduated. He had enough credits to graduate.
Russell did?
Yeah. So that wasn't any problem, but he was the only one I recall leaving early. But most of them left right after that, you know. And I was one of the older ones in the class. And,
I have just been very close. I think because of that.
yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
It was a period when actually everybody was close at that time. We were all trying to salvage something out of a war, and it was just the whole United States was pulling together, and they don't do that anymore.
Did you have a lot of impact, and you can answer this too, Terry, with with the war and rationing?
Well,
and
rationing
all that.
was a kind of a big thing. You had gas rationing and tire rationing and sugar rationing, and it was. I mean, I don't think anybody ever suffered a lot from lack of stuff, but you did make do with a lot of things.
we had to take care of things a little longer, maybe.
Yeah. You
And we
ran,
used to have.
you ran around on bald tires once in a while.
Yeah, they were rationed, but they were still hard to get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Even if you had ration stamps, you had to be able to find the product too.
Right.
We had a big family, so we had always had plenty of sugar and that kind of stuff because there were 6 of us kids, and but you still had to take care of things. And
Yeah.
That
And
was
I lived
probably-
on the farm, so you always had plenty to eat.
Was it with the big family? Then you had kind of your own entertainment center too, didn't you? And things to do, and you started working at Gamble's right away.
No, I went right back to work in town then. I got out in the fall, and I went to work at the sanitary dairy for Arnold Anderson that winter. He hired me for the winter because Gamble's wasn't needing anybody at the time. And then in the spring, Gamble's came and took me back.
So you're about what, 20 then, something like that?
How about that? Yeah. Yeah.
You've
Where
seen a lot of
was,
changes in this area, haven't you?
What's that?
Seen a lot of changes over the years.
Very many changes. You bet. I was working for Gamble's when television came to Iowa Falls, and
Did they have them there? Did they sell them at Gamble's?
yeah, we sold them. I put up the antennas.
Oh,
I was the appliance salesman, so I got to install
You
antennas.
got to
on
do
top
that.
of-
so what year
I've been
was
on top of
that?
a lot of houses in Iowa Falls.
I bet you had. What year was that then when the first TVs got here?
Probably 47. somewhere along in there.
And,
We always used to put a TV out in the front window of the gamble store. And then we'd be wrestling on Saturday night. And of course, the stores were open on Saturday night, and you'd have a big gang of people out there watching the wrestlers. You know?
Well, I'll bet you did.
they sat outside, we sat inside.
And at that time, we all thought it was real. You know?
That's wonderful, though. I'll bet you did see the tops of a lot of roofs around town with that.
Oh yeah.
Probably didn't take too long for that whole industry to
Yeah.
take off, did it?
Only fell off of one.
Oh.
fell off of the house, Patterson's house up there by the old high school. Fortunately, it was a one-story house. But of course, you have to fall on the driveway where it's the hardest. You know? But the job wasn't done, so I had to climb back up and finish.
Didn't get hurt.
Didn't get hurt.
Especially like the
just
bank
pride.
there.
Now the high school was, well, Rock Run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rock Run was the high school. It was new then. When I went to high school, it was new. Matter of fact, my first year in high school was at Central School. Freshman went to Central School.
Our
Okay.
class was the first class that we went from 9th grade up to high school. And we took a
Okay.
beating.
From Central.
Central
School.
was where
From
the
Central
fairway is
School.
now.
Yeah.
Central
Right.
did the first 9 grades.
Right, and Central School was
Yeah.
where the fairway exists
Right.
now.
Yeah.
So that was the first 9 grades, and then everybody else went up to
Yeah,
up
well,
to
there
the north
were
end.
some grade schools. And I don't know, like the East Side School.
Okay.
And
In the West Side School.
West
West Side was
School.
there. Blanche Stoddard was east, was that? That's that the name of the East
yeah,
Side School?
I think those are the 2 grade schools.
Well, I think they had grade school at,
They had it
And
on the
grade
college
school
campus.
up at the old high school,
yeah.
in the back of the old high school.
Right.
Oh, that was later. I
Yeah,
guess.
some of us took classes at the college, at the old building.
Yeah. They
we
called it
did.
North Ward.
Well,
North
when I
Ward.
first went to high school, we went
No, that's not
went
right.
over to the old dormitory for the college for hot lunch.
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Was that the one that burned down?
No, they tore it down.
Tore it down.
Mm-hmm.
That was, yeah, that big, long building on Main Street. And then they turned it into apartments for veterans.
Oh, I didn't
Later
know
on.
that.
Yeah.
Was that Caroline Hall?
Caroline
yeah, that was
Hall.
Caroline Hall.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was for veterans.
Yeah. And then
So
there
At
that
the
was
time, it
after
was a
the war.
girls'
yeah,
dorm
right
when it
after,
was
yeah, after the
built
war,
for Caroline.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. When did the Ellsworth Tower building burn down?
Got struck by lightning.
19, I think it was early 1950, I think.
Like
Or
maybe
it might have been
51?
49, but we lived right around the corner. Well, on River Street there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, you were right up there in that area then.
Yeah. I don't remember going to the fire, but
I don't either, but all of a sudden it was gone. I don't know.
I saw a newspaper just the other day with a picture of the fire,
Yeah.
Oh,
but I don't know what year. I've been looking
Huh.
all these years.
Somewhere in there anyway.
Okay. I had a question. We had some questions, some folks, about where the DQ is now. Somebody said that there was a little sandwich shop around there somewhere where Roxy's is.
What's
Where
that?
what?
Remember that? A little sandwich shop where Roxy's was, or right across the street where the DQ is. We were trying to place what buildings were